welcome. My name is Toby Langwenya, and this is Faith Talks with Thobs. I'm with my beautiful co-host,
Faith Mampejo. Yay! Greetings, family. We hope you well. And thank you so much, as we always appreciate every week. Thank you so much for commenting, for liking,
Yes.
for sharing as well, so that we can get what? New subscribers. We
Yeah,
can get
boy.
new subbies. We do need them. In as much as we know that, like, when you're sharing, somebody might be in need of the message that you're sharing.
Yes.
So yeah, it's never about us, more
Yes.
about
So you must
God.
also share. Yeah, but as much as we are sharing it with you, you must also share it with others so that you're calling everyone to come and hear what we have to say.
Of course. And we do have a topic today that is interesting and actually kind of like a follow up, because we spoke about born again.
Yeah,
And
being born again.
yeah, now,
Yes.
like, at some point you are born again, and then
Yes.
what does that mean, and all that.
Yeah,
So
our topic actually is born again, then what?
yes.
Yes, because we believe that there's so many things that must change after being born again. And not some people know, and not some people really have to follow up from their local churches. And so that's why we feel it is important for us to come here and just share. Maybe you are experiencing some other things which you think it's unusual, but we are here to say no, it's actually normal. Like, after being born again, life doesn't remain the same.
Yeah.
Most things have to change.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
struggle is real. Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
like, you are born again. Like, it's not the same. Like, there's so many things that needs to transition as well.
Yes.
As a child of God, there's places that you just kind of like need to move away from,
Yeah.
separate yourself from. Like, and we know, like, there's friendships and family, and we're not saying that you need to. I mean, you can't separate from family.
Yeah, and you can't. But there's, I think, then we end up having a challenge. We end up having a challenge because now the people that you used to hang up with. Okay, let's start with friendship. Like, how do you deal with it after being born again? And you had friends that are not born again, and now you are born again. And there are places that you used to go to together, and now you are born again. Your path is now different. Then let's start today with friendships. That how do you do it? How do you deal with it? Because of course things cannot remain the same. I think there's a verse in here
Let's hear
that
it.
talks about bad company corrupting good character.
Let's hear.
Let's see. Yeah, let's
So that we
check.
make sure that you're not quoting with Mike.
Yes. Okay, it's on First Corinthians 15, verse 33. And it says, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. So I need to, when you are born again, you now have a different character. And if you had bad friends, then obviously they are going to corrupt you. So it's not us. The word says that do not be misled. A bad company corrupts good character.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share your personal experience after being born again. What
try.
changed? Have you changed friends? What changed?
I'll try. But no, like, for me, I know, like, I have so many friends. And no, I did not change. If we're talking about friendship, I did not, like, decide to say, you know what, I know I'm born again, I'm cutting off my friends. But of course, there are challenges, like, in that, in terms of um what you probably wouldn't want to do because you used to do in the past. And then when you are in the midst, like, there's sort of like a pressure of, like, you wanting to do it, because I mean, like, we've been doing this. What do you mean, like, you can't? But not necessarily. I do believe that, like, the Bible doesn't say, like, it says, I mean, bad company, of course, corrupts good character. And but I believe that the Bible says also that we are the light of the world, and I'm
Yes.
called to be the
The
light.
light.
And I think maybe we need to really clarify on that. That is just not about trying to cut people, cutting friendships, because hey, no, I don't want to be with you guys, and all. Like we're not promoting. I said we're not promoting fights or hatreds amongst
Mm.
friends, or
Yeah.
like we're not even being judgmental. Like you
Yeah.
can't say, you know what, because I'm born again, then I don't want to sit with you guys. I don't want to. I For me, I in my life it did not happen like that. I was
Mm.
still with my friends, and luckily most of my friends are born again, and those who are not understood. I think what you need to do is also be honest about your life, to say, you know what,
Mm.
I think in as much as like I'm chilling with you guys, this is as far as I can go, and I can't go to such an extent. You understand?
Mm.
I remember this
Mm.
other time we were at a certain place. It was my friend's birthday, and we decided to go out together and have lunch, of course,
Mm.
But I wouldn't say like, no, because you're going elsewhere, I can't join you guys. I
Mm.
can't be with you, because as a light, you obviously you're gonna lighten the darkness. A light and a light, like how do you brighten up? Because like in the dark, of course, that's where you're gonna shine. So I was able to go there, but there's a certain limit and boundaries that you need to set, to say, oh no,
Mm.
you know what, at this time, like I need to leave you guys, and that's it. So like I don't believe in like just separating
Mm.
from people, but if you have your boundaries and
Mm.
the limits. But if you can't, if you're a person that like you can actually fall into every temptation because you
Mm.
are at the
Mm.
certain. I mean, it's the same as a person who is a drug addict. Like
Mm.
they would tell you even at the rehab that like you need to separate from places that allows you to consume the substance. You
Yeah.
understand? So otherwise, if you don't separate, obviously that thing inside of you would want to continuously try
Mm.
again, because like,
Mm.
yeah, you know what, I'm with these people. Why not do it? Because it's fun being with friends and all that. You
Yeah.
forget like, okay, what did I actually choose in my life? What
Mm.
boundaries did I make for myself? So
Mm.
if you know how to make your boundaries, make like, and it's not easy. So
Mm.
but if you know that you can't, it's just okay to say, you know what, I just need some time, friends, like, because I can't continue, for an example, taking substance.
Mm.
So this is as far as I can go with friends.
Yeah.
Like birthdays, celebrating your friends, you need to be there. Like these people are still your friends, and
Mm.
who knows, they might even change just by seeing you.
Mm.
Because you are the light and the salt of the world. You're supposed to portray the image of God. And if your
Yeah.
friends see that in you, they are able to change. I mean, like somebody who's not born again doesn't mean that they're evil people.
Mm.
Of course, if and it says even bad character, it doesn't say a bad person. They don't
Mm.
become like the evil or bad person, but there's certain characters that you need to separate yourself from, because the character that you need to build, or the character that just bends in you, is the character of Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Yeah, bon.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
for me, yeah, that's just how it has been, and I'm still with my friends. Even others like got one again along the way, but by the grace of God, the friends that I had, like were almost all of them born again. Like they knew going to church, and I'm serving God, like in a way, Because as I think, remember, as we spoke as well about,
Mm.
like it's not even about going to church. Like I can, with the same friends, we can just go to church and then we come back home, and then, but still like within like the things of doing the things that are just like opposite to what we are called for. You understand? So
Mm.
you just need to know how set boundaries. It's really important for yourself.
Yeah.
Uguti, you don't um melt into or be consumed like by whatever company that you
Yeah.
you you, you gel yourself with.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I can say you were strong, or you had a strong foundation or stuff, because like I feel like if for someone like who just got born again and was
Mm.
living like in the world doing all those weird
Yeah.
little things, I feel like at some point, I don't know, but I feel
Yeah.
like you have to cut,
Yeah.
because I've seen it in my family. I think I once spoke. I like talking about my brother. I like talking about my brother because he was the first person to get born again in our family, and the way he did things, it was so shocking, like to everyone in the family. So he was cutting like the girlfriends. He had girlfriends, and he just called everyone and said, "Whoa, I'm born again." The thing was so serious to that point, to say, "I am born again, I'm not good." He had a nickname. It was so funny. He had a nickname that they used to call him, but he just called and said, "Ibile, that name, don't ever call me with that name. I'm now a child of God." Like, he just made everything so, and it was now, looking back, I'm thinking, Mara, this person must have been really cold, because he was not afraid. I feel like the other thing with us is that we get afraid. We get afraid to separate ourselves and to really say it, so that they know. That's why maybe sometimes it gets difficult to cut friendships, and then you will say, "I'm still gonna go back. I have to be the light. I have to be." But to be honest, like, you can't say, I want to be the light, when you yourself still needs light. Remember, when you get born again, you don't immediately be transformed. Like, it's a process. So you still getting to learn how we live as Christians. What do we do? You read the word, and there are so many things. So if you keep on, I feel like, keep on going back, it takes you back, or it delays the process of what really God wants of you. I don't know, but that's how I see it. Because even with family, and I think with me personally, I did not cut people off, but with the way they've seen me, like, there's
They
no
will move
time.
away.
There's no time. It just happens, like, naturally, because like, you can't invite me on the day when you are going to invite me for a birthday. I'm not there. I'm at church. There's something at church. So it's something that happens naturally. Recently we went to a women's camp, and this other lady was also testifying about something like that she used to help her friends. Like, and whenever they were doing things, they would call her. They trusted her to be the one who was helping with the gathering, the cooking, the organizing of stuff. But now they called her, and we were preparing to go there, and she said, "I told them, the path that I have chosen. I can't be there. I must be at church. There's something else." So as much as it's not easy for you to say, "Okay, guys, I'm not gonna be able to do that because most I'm born again," and then, but also the things that you now focus on, they are able to see. They are able to see with this person. Actually, you will start not even getting invitations. With me, that's how it started. The vibes that we used to have, the going out, then people are now able to see, okay, this one now has chosen a
And
different
also
path.
your life starts get boring, like in how they observe it.
Yes.
Or now on their side, and at some point, like, people will see. That's why I'm saying, set boundaries for yourself. How you behave also becomes important. And let me not forget also the importance of finding a local church where you can go and be at church. By that I mean, like, do things, serve at church, because that keeps you also getting to know your fellow Christians. How they live, how actually they serving at church. Like, make sure that you are known in church. Like, interact with, meet with your pastor as well. If you need further guidance, to say, what, I don't, I'm not sure about, like, the company that I keep, because every time when I'm with them, this is what I tend to do and all that, so that you get, like, the strength also from church, so that there's activities that you are keeping your time at, and also spending time with God, because in as much as we can say setting boundaries and you cannot do without the strength of God.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we do things because we are strengthened by God. When we
Yeah.
are weak, it says uNkulunkulu is strong for us.
Yes.
So to make sure that like you set time with God, read your Bible, you will get all the instructions. All the instructions are there.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to be no, I want to hear what people say and all that while you've got all the answers right in the Bible.
Yeah.
Make sure that you spend time with God as well, so that like you are able to have a firm relationship, that you can receive guidance also from God, and He will lead you. Either if like this is not the company that you should keep, like
Yeah.
you would know like when to separate. God help me, I
Yes.
need to separate from this company because this is what I turn out to be as a person that I'm not happy at the end of the day about. And yeah, that's just like basically about it.
And it's not nice, sometimes
You,
because sometimes they even make fun of you, when
you're
when
boring.
yeah, you are boring.
Yeah.
Let's see where it ends. Like you get those remarks
Yeah.
of wanting to see where is she gonna end with this thing of hers, because we've been doing this for a long time with
Yeah.
her, and now all of a sudden she listened to this. So if you just got born again, please know that you will experience challenges. People will change, even if you are not the one who's going to cut them off. Some people can just walk away from you by you deciding that you now want to be born again. They will make fun of you. They will make fun of you, and you'll find that in a group you are the only one. And it's painful to see how people see it and how people actually receive it, because with man, now I'm different and I feel like this is the light, but everyone is making fun. I know I once made fun of my brother as well. When he was born again, he would call us while cooking and say, come, I just want to share the word of God with you. And we will just be like, hey man, and hear what you want to say. And we didn't understand anything. And we would make fun of him.
And that's
So
why
it
also you
happens.
need to be patient also with your past company or your friendships that you don't want to associate. Be patient, because at some point also you were there. You understand? Be patient to say, there are time. God is calling all His children. In their time, they will be called in a way like they should. It doesn't have to be exactly like yours, but like it's a privilege, as we said, to be born again. And we also another thing that is important, you pray for your friends. Pray for them, like, God, may they see light, may they see you, may they know you, may you cover them, may you protect them. Those are not the people that you should wish bad like in their lives. Like you need to wish them well so that they do well. Protect them, cover them, like even if you don't see them, but pray for them. These are the people that you love, right? Like these are your friends. And
and then there's family.
And then there's family.
Like you just got born again in a family that's not born again, and you are the only person.
Yeah, also, for me, that hit me like for a longest time till now, because like for me, I understand I grew up, as I said, from a Christian family, and at some point there was a certain belief that, this is the real thing, because I'm born in this family, this is all I know. What are you telling me? Like also, like if somebody from the other side, they're practicing a different religion, I'd say like, no, that's the wrong one, because like obviously you would want to know Guti Evela again, it's the real one. And for me, this has always set with me, and I've always been so so with family, like how, like, tell us.
I was talking about, I'm gonna talk from experience. Guys, it's not easy being born again in a family that is not born again. It's not easy. When I first accepted, when my brother that I talk about, he took me to his church, right? And then that's where I accepted Jesus Christ. So at home they had kuti, and at Lapo we grew up going to church. Like I did say, I did mention the other day that we grew up going to church, but obviously we were mixing, like mixing church and also ancestral things. Yeah, so I went with my brother to his church to visit his church, and it was Easter. So there, when they called altar call, I went. Yeah, when I got home back on Sunday, immediately when I was getting inside the house, they were like, "We heard."
We heard
ukuthi kwawena sosindisiwe wena lo. And then I won't forget, there was a word that came out here with it, as long as you are staying under this roof, that is not going to happen. I don't know, when you want to see with it, being born again, it's a big thing. It's not something to joke with. It's a big thing. Imagine someone telling you that as long as you are still under my roof, that is not going to happen. And yeah, there I went back to the church that we used to attend together as a family. And then I think with my brother it was better because he was old and he was now working, and so with me I was still attending school. So obviously I had to go back. I went back very with them to that life, doing the same things, still doing ancestral things with them, and up until I also finished matric and I left home. I think that was when then I was able to make this decision later personally, and now I was able to live on my own. Yeah, so it's so difficult, and I can imagine, if I had to experience something like that, then there's someone watching us from home also experiencing something like that, and they don't have anywhere to go. Some, they are still unemployed, they are still at school, and they've accepted Jesus Christ in a family where they say, not under my roof. What are you going to do? It's a difficult thing.
And I think also, but you should note that, like, also, I mean, you are born again, and we are aging youth. We are edged to be the light. And I think one of the most important thing is to just be respectful, especially when it comes to family. Do respect them and do hear what they say. And because obviously you are under the roof, they are roof, of course, you don't want to be disrespectful and pointing things that, no, I'm not gonna, at the end of the day, then they start chasing you out, and like you don't have anywhere.
But I believe God will provide.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, but that mentality as well, that's there. But remember, in reality, do serve them the respect that they need. You are not like,
you now know the word, and they saying inyanga sangoma sethu sala ekhaya siyeza next week. That's what used to happen, and you are still there. What do?
You give them the respect, not like getting into the activities.
And why not? Because you are under the roof, and the activity must happen, and you are part of the family.
That's why I'm saying you grant them respect, because I need you abantu in their household. Just by respect them, granting sure them get the difference.
But how? If you don't do it, then you are not granting them.
Are you saying they should disrespect? I think they should disrespect.
No, I think obeying God is not okay. I think then you have to choose. Am I obeying God or disrespecting? So if you are going to respect them, then it means
the Bible do say you will see honor your parents. I'm not saying do the things that you do. If you've got a loving family, of course, to sit them down and say, that's like saying respect, not to do. I'm saying I don't think you get what I'm
But how are you not going to do if they are telling you to do?
Well, not doing doesn't mean that you are disrespecting.
But then you are not doing what's supposed to be done.
Yes, because
it's
you
like
tell them
we have to Tata land and I'm not doing that. That's
you explain. I'm saying respect is like sitting them down and saying I cannot do that at this point because I want to. But you are a child.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Do you think there's a certain age where parents and now have to understand their children's opinion when it comes to the belief in the family, or they have to just discredit it and force them all to lead their house?
Yeah, well, it depends.
Because it gets there.
Depends.
It gets there. Mina, what I think is that if God is really the one who has called you into salvation, God is going to make a way for you to be able to serve him. Yeah, I understand that, because like I can, like Vele, if you are under that roof still, you can, but also you need to pray for God to really help you in that situation. And I think our God is a loving and a faithful God. If it comes to a point where you are being chased out, our God is a provider. Our God is a God who takes care of his own. So I don't think you have to sleep on the street because you were being chased out for not wanting to do what God says we must not do. Yeah, but Mina, that's what I think. And with me, yes, I continued to do it because really I was still also at school, and I told myself, after school, then I will just see, how do I go about this thing? And yes, very.
Our God can make a way if it's that case. And I don't think God really forsakes his own. I don't think so. So this thing, the struggle starts there after being born again, and it continues because now you are born again. So even when you are now independent, you don't need them that much. So you are no longer under their roof, so you can do it. But still, there's that gap labor corner between you and your family. Kunema gatherings labor corner, and you can't attend, and it's always a war. You are always, because you think you are better when sine ceremony leso like her, and you're not attending it. To still when there's a conference. Yeah, understand that it always clashes, and it's a problem to a point where sometimes in my family there's something that's happening and you are not aware, and you are part of the family, but on our local churches, as much as it's not blood, but it's a family, and it feels nice. It's painful not to have your members of the family, like by blood, with them every time, or when you are celebrating life, or in just because of a path that you have chosen.
You can
that
invite
is
them.
Yeah,
Invite them to come to church. Don't be that person like, yeah, I'm born again. Yeah, my family is a lawyer. Oh, hi, the drama. Don't be that. Like, your family is your family, and there's a reason why God placed you in that family. Probably to be the light for them to see salvation through you. But don't be that like, hey, even my family, I don't want. Like, there's a reason why you with your family. There's a reason why your mom and your dad are your parents as well. So yeah, it's simply saying, like, we also, it's not only with the friendships and with family, it's also at church. There's challenges as well when you just recently just been born again, because you're thinking, now I'm at church, and then this is my perfect family, everything is perfect. They're gonna love me the way I love them. Like, you're still gonna form friendships at church, and even form like relationships that are even much more closer. But you'll never know what might hurt you along your Christianity. That's why I'm saying, don't make it more about church. Of course, it includes church, but it's not about the people also at church. As long as if you are withholding the Bible, I'm reading your word, and you're strong in your faith, so that, like, don't be like utola umusha usindisiwe sontweni next week because somebody and they did not say like sorry or something, and then you start going back now to say, you know what, I even got born again. Hey, they are worse, those people. So just be strong in your Christianity. The only thing that would save you, I tell you, it's Jesus. Like, stick by your word, prayer, and just fellowship, of course, connections. It's more or less the same as like the connections that you're making outside, even with family. Those, remember, they are also human beings, and humans, we've got our own behaviors. So like, just be firm in God as you are being born again, as a child of God as well. But otherwise, it's not a scary, it's not a scary thing. Of course, it is a big thing. It is a privilege. I mean, like, to be born again, as we spoke about in our previous episode. Like we're not trying to scare you to say, oh, what am I gonna do? Like this is a nice thing. Like embrace it, and yeah, just then go through whatever that you need to go through, but just know that you will overcome.
You will overcome.
Yeah.
And it's not simple sometimes, because also when you have chosen this path, you want, like, something in you says, I wish everyone that I'm close to, because relationships are good. Family, it's nice also to be with your family. So you wish, like, ungathi everyone that I'm close with can just join me, sibe sonke, so that it can be nicer. But then if it doesn't happen the way you want to, it then becomes so painful. Yeah, but to see, ukuthi manje I don't spend time with the people that I used to love because of this. But really, I'm here to also tell you, ukuthi, you will find the other family on the other side.
Do you have
We are
a
one.
verse?
You don't have,
Yeah, do you have a verse? And also make Jesus your friend.
Yes.
Like the Bible, it's somewhere in the Bible. In the way we were told not to say somewhere in the Bible,
you
we
must
must
not
know
say
the verse. But it's the
that.
important
Know the
thing, we know the word.
verse.
Like
Yeah.
where it says, like Jesus is closer. Like I mean, Jesus is more of a friend, like a human friend. Like Jesus is more closer than a friend, than family. So make him your friend.
Yeah.
You won't get bored. Sometimes you'll be reading your Bible and you'll be laughing alone, guys, because
there's a friend. Yeah, get encouraged. Get
Do you have a
encouragement.
verse?
Yeah, Pella, we have a verse. Marangiti, we must put the verse where, yes, that aligns
Let's
with
talk
what
with
we
our
are.
friends. Hey, we've been talking. You can't Jesus say something. let's hear what God says. I mean, this is his word. He speaks through the Bible. Yeah, we can't just come.
Okay,
so that
guys,
God
Miss Faith has said, and okay, maybe we're gonna read Matthew 5 verse 16, and it says, "Let your light shine before others." But then I think we will cover the rest on the coming episodes, and for now, maybe we can just wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and
Yes.
let's stay born again. Let's stay in the Word.
Don't forget to please subscribe, like, and from us, Fact Talks with Thobs, we are saying